I'm going to be busting 5 meditation myths today. Okay, so meditation is something that it's so beneficial. It can help in so many ways. I think we're living in a world right now where stress is everywhere. We are constantly stressed, and stress wreaks havoc on our bodies. It is so bad for us. It is bad for us in so many ways that we don't even realize it's this kind of underlying stress that we're all dealing with our daily lives that and we find that we can't cope with it. Basically, it's really hard, and meditation is one of those ways to help combat that stress. Meditation is a way to trigger that parasympathetic nervous system, and that's that rest and relaxation response, and that's what we want. And the more we do it, the better it gets. So the first one I'm going to take you through today is the one I hear a lot, is I don't have the time. I've definitely heard this a few times. I don't have the time. I don't have the time. We think that meditation should be these really long time, just sat there cross-legged for like an hour, when it really, really doesn't have to be that long. It doesn't have to be that way. We can literally I know when I first started doing it daily, I literally did it for a couple of minutes. That was it. That's all I did. And then I have built it up from them once I started to see the benefits and once I started to see how I felt and what it did for me. I then sort of made it a bit more of a priority. I think that's the thing. Why are you doing this? Why do you want to meditate? If you ask yourself why, maybe it becomes more of a priority. Maybe you don't want to live in this stressed way all the time. Maybe you do want to take this time for yourself, so you have to choose it. You have to start choosing it and choosing that time. And if you have time to scroll on your phone or watch Netflix, then you have time to meditate. You're just not making it a priority. And if you do it daily, you will really start to see the benefits of it. Trust me on that. Number 2 is, I don't know if I'm doing it right. Now, I can often just think, sort of close our eyes and think, oh, well, I've got to completely get my mind clear and not be thinking about anything, when actually meditation isn't like that, and especially not at the beginning. It's especially not like that. You'll be thinking of all sorts of things probably. And it's just about noticing what comes up, just seeing it. And you kind of imagine it like clouds. I imagine my thoughts like clouds. I notice them, I see them, but I let them pass. And they can pop up. It can be random things can pop up. I always get little notifications and I get like little pings in my meditations of notifications. Sometimes I need to literally come out on my meditation to write it down. If you need to do that, that's okay. If you need to stop, if you need to move because you're in an uncomfortable position, that's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. We get this idea that it's got to be perfect, and am I doing it right? Well, literally, if you just close your eyes just for a couple of minutes and just go inwards, then you're doing it right. And if your mind wanders, that's completely okay. That is completely normal. It's less about doing it right than just staying consistent at the beginning. Number 3, I've just spoken a little bit about this, is I can't clear my thoughts completely. So this doesn't mean you're not doing it right if thoughts pop into your head. This doesn't mean that you're doing it wrong in any way. In fact, this is very normal. We have, I think a lot of people call it the monkey mind. It's a monkey mind. It will literally jump from one thing to another, and then it'll be like, oh, you need to do this, and what you having for your tea, and oh, tomorrow about this, and then worrying or thinking about the past, and something will pop up and you think, oh, I need to ring that person. These things tend to happen. Sometimes I find the longer I meditate and the longer I have meditated, it has become easier for me to calm my mind, but it's okay if you don't as well. It's just about noticing those thoughts when they come up. And don't put an emotion on them. Don't associate any emotion with them. Just see them and let them pass. You may get visualizations or colors even in meditations. Again, you can just notice them and let them pass. I also get great ideas. I get great ideas in meditations, so I do try to remember them when I'm doing that. Okay, number 4 is I cannot sit still for that amount of time. And it can feel uncomfortable, maybe just to sit and not move for even a couple of minutes. To begin with, you'll think, oh, I need to just move my leg, or, you get the urge to just scratch, you suddenly get itchy all over. If that happens, then just shift position. Just shift position and find a position where you can just completely relax. And like I say, at the beginning, you might struggle with this, but it's all okay. And find a position that works for you. This doesn't have to be sat cross-legged. I know we always have that image of the meditator, sat with their legs crossed. That's a great position to be in, but if that doesn't work for you, if you have bad knees and that feels uncomfortable, then just sit in a chair, sit in a comfy chair where you can completely relax, or lay down in your bed. That's also good. You don't have to, you don't have to sit there for a really long time. But like I say, if you're in a more comfortable position, then you're probably more likely to stay there for a little bit longer. Obviously, there's other types of meditation that don't actually include just staying still the entire time. Like mindfulness, like walking in nature, or yoga, or listening to music and moving your body to music, anything like that. These are all kind of forms of meditation. Anything that brings us back into the present moment can be deemed as a meditation, and mindfulness, of course. So, number 5 is I'm too stressed or anxious. Now, this is a sort of catch-22 situation, because you want to meditate to combat the stress and the anxiety, but when you go to do it, you feel more stressed and anxious because there's the worry, things pop up. Suddenly when you're still, you get all these things pop up. So these can come from external things. So stress is external. It's everything that's happening on the outside of us. And, when you meditate, you're going inwards. You're going into that inner world. And I would highly recommend, if you're doing this, to have no distractions. Try to have absolutely no distractions. Turn off your phone. Turn off anything. If you can, just have a couple of minutes. Just go into your room, shut the door. If you need to tell anybody that you're doing it, just do that and just have some space. If you are struggling with this, if you are stressed or anxious, then I would really, really recommend the breathing meditations. This just gives you something to focus on, gives your mind something to focus on. I like to do the sort of 1 to 2 ratio. So say if you're breathing in for 4 counts, you breathe out for 8. So if you're breathing in for 5 counts, you're breathing out for 10. So you're doubling your in-breath to your out-breath. Basically, what this does is it activates your parasympathetic nervous system. And this is your rest and relaxation system. When we're in the other one, the sympathetic system, we are stressed. That is the fight-flight system that we have in our body. And we are probably most of us are in that state, probably a lot more than we realize. So doing this simple breathing technique can bring us back into the parasympathetic and just relax our body and just bring it back to ourselves. So also, I'd just like to recommend, if you are struggling with this too, maybe put on some nice music as well and just close your eyes and listen to that. Well, there's so many guided meditations on YouTube. I have a couple on my site here. If you want to listen to them, they're really short, just guided meditations. And these give you something to concentrate on and listen to. So you're not in your own thoughts the entire time. And it just helps you relax. And one of the things I always say about meditation is to just stay curious and consistent. Consistency is just doing it every day, just doing a little something every day. And staying consistent, staying curious with it If something's not working for you, try a different technique, try a different position, try a different method, listen to some music, go out on a walk. Just stay curious, and you will begin to see the benefits if you continue to do this practice.